All right, real talk, man. Real talk, man. Be honest with me, Connor Murphy.
All right.
Have you thought about it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
fuck yeah, I thought about it, man.
yeah, man. You can't be in like the fitness community and like not thought about it.
Yo, what up, what up? It's your man, Big Brandon Carter. In this video, me and Connor Murphy are gonna talk about the truth about steroids. This video is actually taken from Connor Murphy's podcast. All right, it's a podcast we do together called the Adonics Podcast. I'm a partner in Connor's business, his clothing line, his courses and all that stuff. We put that stuff out together, and the Adonics Podcast is actually just an extension of his brand. So you should check out the Adonics Podcast if you want to see more. We have a bunch of episodes up. It actually was like one of the top ranked fitness podcasts when it debuted a few weeks ago, so you want to make sure you check that out. In this video, it takes us a minute to kind of like get into it, because we start like kind of bullshitting a minute, but then we really get into the depth of steroids and our thoughts about it, people we know who are on them, the side effects, the pros, the cons. We went pretty deep, man, so I think you'll enjoy this one. All right, peace.
Oh, what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Adonics Podcast. I am your host, Connor Murphy, and this is your co-host, Brandon Carter.
Yo, what up? Yo, Connor, man, listen, man, I'm wearing because we're doing the quiet, I'm wearing an Adonics, one of your Adonics stringers.
Oh, bro, yeah, I see that. See, they might not know, but we're actually like video chatting right now, so I can actually see it. And it looks extremely aesthetic, like ridiculously aesthetic.
No lie, Connor Murphy, no lie. I'm in the gym, some guy asked me, hey, where'd you get that? And I said, oh, man, this is Adonics clothing, man. Yeah, I got this from Connor Murphy.
Hell yeah.
he immediately said, wow, who's Connor Murphy? And and I said, oh, you'll know soon enough. And I walked away from him. And I left the gym. I wasn't even doing my set, but it seemed like I wanted to be dramatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I bet his life has changed right now.
He doesn't
I bet
know
he's just binge watching those videos, man.
It was like he went on his phone, Connor Murphy.
He typed in Connor Murphy on Google and he sees professional ice hockey player. That's what happens when you type in Connor Murphy on Google. It's a professional ice hockey player, and all my pictures pop up with it.
Nice. Hey, man, people, that makes people think you're eclectic. You know what, man? Brandon Carter. I started saying Big Brandon Carter. It was strictly because there was a Brandon Carter in the WWE. And there was one. There was a college football player who was like, he played for TCU, and and he was apparently pretty good at the time. But luckily, he wasn't good enough to get drafted in the NFL. So
yeah, that would suck for you.
That would suck for me, man. But I own BrandonCarter.com, so he'd still be screwed.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
man. I was thinking about making a nickname, but then I was just like, I'll just become 10 times more popular than this dude.
That's what you got to do. I beat all the Brandon Carters, man. I wish I would have came up with a nickname, because there's like guys out there who have like fake names,
right?
And my fake. You know what your fake name would have been?
I have no idea, man.
I'd have been Powerhouse Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, guys? It's your man Powerhouse Frankenstein. We about to get in this quick 4-minute ab workout. You know what I'm saying? Powerhouse Frankenstein, baby.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
what would be a good name for me.
I think
Shirt off Wonder.
I think Tank is a good first name.
Oh, Tank.
Like Tank Dexter or something, you know?
I feel like I need to have shirtless in my name, man. Tank shirtless. I don't know. I would get picky, man. I would probably spend years just trying to think of a name.
Yeah. But instead of our fucking parents just grab 2 random ass names and said, Connor, cool. Brandon, cool. Lazy fucks. Speaking of lazy fucks, we're here to talk about steroids.
Yeah. I bet a lot of people are excited about this podcast, man.
Yeah. So steroids, man, I guess we can go into all performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah, not steroids. That's not the only performance enhancing drugs, you know?
So we can talk about steroids, we can talk about SARMs, we can talk about Adonis clothing, you know what I'm saying? All these things that enhance performance.
Hell yeah. What should we start off with, man? I don't even know where to jump in on this topic.
It seems like guys in YouTube, no one knows more about steroids than YouTube commenters. These guys are fucking experts. Like,
that's true, man. I look online. It's crazy because, like, on Reddit, there will be the most detailed analysis of, like, my body and everything. And they'll know, like, exactly what drugs I'm on, exactly what I'm taking. Like, it'll be the most in-depth, like, scientific analysis.
And you haven't even heard of these drugs.
And they seem smart to the outside people. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, like, that is, I mean, it's completely wrong. It's the dumbest analysis I've ever heard because it's not true.
Yo, I mean, it's like, here's the thing, Connor Murphy. What you're experiencing? You know, I back when you were in high school, I was getting the same shit, you know? And the reason is you've been working out for 10 years, you know, a decade, right? I've been working out for 19 years. You know what I'm saying? Like 19 fucking years. You were 2 years old shitting on yourself, and I was fucking deadlifting. And most people have never, especially these people who like have the time to comment on shit like that or do this kind of in-depth analysis, have never spent 10 years doing anything, or even know people who spend 10 years mastering a craft. So they have no point of reference. You know what I'm saying? So they had, the only reference they have is people who've been on steroids or maybe, right? And they've never seen a person, they don't know people who spend 10 years doing anything, right? So they just assume everything has got to be drugs.
Yeah. I think I can think of the point of view of them pretty well, man. It's like they've been probably working out for 2 years and they probably gained a little bit of muscle, but they look at someone like me and they think that there's no way they'll ever achieve it because they've only been working out 2 years. And then they have friends that have probably tried steroids who look like me or even less big than me. And so they just think that that's kind of the norm. And I mean, it's not, man. Most people have not spent 10 years, and most people don't even realize that I've been training for like 10 years. But actually even a little bit longer. I mean, I started like calisthenics and stuff when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, man.
11. And not only that, but it's not like maybe I didn't always track everything, but I always like paid attention to my diet. I always got enough protein. And man, when you do that for 10 years, like it adds up, man.
And it's not even just the years; it's the consistency, right? Like you don't really do many cheat days. What's the longest time you've taken off during that decade?
Oh, I mean, it's very little time. I'm talking the longest time, and I'm talking a matter of days, like not even a week.
Oh shit! You know, see, the most I've taken off the first, like the majority of time I took, the majority of my 19 years training, I never took off more a week. 1 month 2 years ago, just because I had a bad injury, I just needed to heal. I took a month off. But that was 1 month in a total of 20 years, almost 20 years, right? You know, and people don't get that. And like tracking the diet every day, like what they don't see is like me and you when we're out to dinner, like and we just came back from Toronto. We were in an influencer domination tour, and people were like, they couldn't believe what they were seeing when we brought out scales to weigh our food. You know, like they're not doing that. They're not doing that. And my first 10 years, honestly, I have notebooks from my first 10 years when we actually tracking every rep, every set, how much time I rested in between each set, how much, everything I ate. It was before my Fitness Pal was invented. So everything I ate, how much water I drank, how much I slept, like every variable. I have big notebooks. So until you've been doing stuff like that, I don't know if you can really compare some asshole one of your dumbass friends to guys like me and you, man. Yeah.
And the thing is, some people don't even attempt to like do all that and work that hard because they just think that they won't be able to achieve it. And the thing is, I mean, see, the thing is, most of the guys in the fitness industry, I can understand why all these haters kind of think it is because, man, a lot of guys in the fitness industry are doing them. You know what I mean?
A lot of guys are. And a lot of guys aren't, though. Like there's a lot of guys who you might think that they actually aren't. Like I know like one guy in particular, he's in amazing shape. I mean, just incredible. And he's like your age, and but he's bigger than you. Or he's not as ripped, but he's huge, right? I don't know his name, but he gets accused of steroids all the time. And I would think that if I didn't know him, and I know he's a fucking dumbass. Like he's like too stupid. Like he's seriously, he's too stupid to do him. And like, his genetics are crazy. Like like he has come from a lineage of like physique competitors and pro athletes. He like his family, he has guys in the NFL, like, you know, like a lot of them. And they're just, his calves are humongous. And I was like, you train calves? He said, nah, they're just born like that. Like those are just, that's something you can't even train.
Some people are just genetically gifted. I mean, think of like, I don't know, you think of pro athletes, man. They're just, some people just have those crazy genetics. Some people have them for like speed. Some people just have it for like muscle size, you know? And on the other hand, I know some people who take steroids and they look like absolute shit. Yeah. I mean, like they're like not even close to as big as me. Yeah. So there's just so many different factors that go into how you look.
Why do you think those guys aren't how consistent are they with their diet and their training?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Exactly. So like, even if you take steroids, you still have to be, you can't get past, like they're trying to get past, a lot of these people are trying to get past this consistency shit we're talking about, where they're trying to cheat. You can't get around it. Even if you're on roids, you gotta be consistent. You still gotta work on it.
Like obviously no matter what, when you take them, they're going to help. But the thing is like, yeah, these people that I know that are on them, but they don't look nearly as good as me. It's because they're trying to use them as like a way to cheat, right? Their diet is not even close to in check. Like they don't even track their stuff. They don't work out hard in the gym, and they think, oh, just because they take them, that they're going to get huge. Yeah, and they're probably bigger than they would be without taking them. Yeah, but still, man, you can like hard work and consistency over many years can actually beat just some dumbass who just wants to eat and take steroids for a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And it's like hard work and consistency, that's the key to everything. That's life, right? That's everything, you know? And these guys looking for the cheat codes, they just won't be successful. Like that's my biggest issue with it. Like, I don't want to make a judgment call on it. Like you do whatever you want. But my issue is like guys who haven't even reached their genetic potential yet. And then they want to cheat to get there. Like, you know, if you want to go to some like unhuman level, like some unnatural level, but you've already put in the work to put in the baseline, I don't know if I have anything against that. Right. Like for a guy like me, if I wanted to take steroids now, it would make total sense because I'm probably close to my genetic potential. Right. Like I think genetically you can be bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because you just have a bigger frame. I'm like a smaller guy. Like my frame is just small. And I'm 35, so like how much more muscle am I going to put on? And then I've been training for 19 years. Every pound is going to take so much effort. It's like right now it would make total sense for me, but like your fans, these fucking kids, them doing it is totally ridiculous.
I agree, man. I agree. Yeah. Like every time someone like asks me for advice or something like that, first of all, I say I'm probably not the person to get advice from because I don't know much about it. I know more about it than the average person just because I know so many people who do it. But I say, first, like give it a few years and try and reach your genetic potential naturally.
Go 10 years first. 10 years, yeah.
And then decide, because not only plus when you decide later, like you'll know so much more about fitness and you'll get so much more out of it because you've already went through the journey and then you'll be able to make a way more a better informed decision.
Yeah. Have you ever, all right, real talk, man. Be honest with me, Conor Murphy.
All right.
Have you thought about it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
fuck yeah. I thought about it, man.
Yeah, man. You can't be in like the fitness community and like not thought about it. Yeah. I've done a little bit of research. I've thought about it. But the thing is like, okay, so I was gifted with decent genetics and I was lucky enough to have been training for a long time before I got into this whole online fitness.
That's the most important part. Like if you get anything from this, I'm sorry to cut you off. If you guys get anything from losing this, that consistency over a long period of time is the most important thing. It's more important than genetics and it's more important than steroids. Right. Yeah. Like but the steroids and or genetics will take that to the next level. but that is the key. That is the foundation. Without it, all hope is lost.
I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I already had a decent enough physique to be really successful in the whole fitness community. And so I just didn't think that it was worth it. You know, like, yeah, I could. Okay, so first of all, I just don't think I want to compete anymore because it's just you have to get too big. Yeah. Like, not only would I have to get on steroids to compete in men's physique, I would have to get on a lot. And it
guys,
would like
guys who was men's physique look like the competitors from like Arnold's age. You know?
Seriously, like Jeremy
Buendia. Yeah, he's bigger
Jeremy
than
Buendia is probably bigger than Arnold, man. I mean, or close.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, it's different. I'm sorry.
So if I was trying to be a competitive physique competitor, I would have to take it. But other than that, I just don't feel that there's any reason to, because I've already got a good enough physique to be successful in the fitness industry. If I got a little bit better physique, if I hopped on some steroids and got a little bit better physique, I mean, yeah, maybe it'd help me a little bit on Instagram, but
that's where it's going to help the most.
Yeah, on Instagram, right? I don't think it'd help on YouTube whatsoever. YouTube is more about personality and the content. So I really just don't think it's worth it because obviously there are a lot of like health, negative health consequences, monetary consequences.
Yo, we're gonna get in. I want to get into that, some of the drawbacks in a minute. But there's a lot. It's just not worth it. Like if you want to look like Connor or even me, like it's you can do that, man. Like you can do that. It's just gonna take time, and it's gonna take longer than the guy who's on roids, but you won't have like some of these side effects we're about to get into.
Right.
I thought about it too, bro. I definitely thought about it when I was like 17. So what I did was I was like, yeah, because I was serious, like I was serious about my goals, and so to pass English class, you had to write like a 10-page research paper, or maybe it was English. I don't know what fucking class it was. One of them classes. Yeah. That sounds right. And so I said, all right, if I'm going to go down this path, let me do all the real research. So I used that opportunity to research steroids, and that's what I wrote my paper on. And I walked away saying, yeah, it seems like you can't do this with impunity. I'm not saying it's like there are worse things you could do to yourself, like meth or like, what I'm saying, crack cocaine, or go vegan. But I would rather, I figured like, yo, I can't do this shit with impunity, man. So I was like, let me just, I took the long route.
All right. So one second. You're using awfully big words here, man. I'm not even sure I know what that word means, let alone some of these guys.
I outsmarted you, man. You can't do it without consequences. Without any, you can't do it. Yeah, like impunity. Like if a cop kills me, he can do it with impunity. If he kills you, there's gonna be an uproar. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Yeah.
Man, these guys are learning all sorts of stuff on this.
Yo, man, listen. I said it last week. The Adonis podcast, Connor is doing all types of shit for you just doing this. First of all, he spent his time, and you could drop out of school and just listen to the Connor Murphy Adonis podcast every week and learn all you need to know about life.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, if they haven't left a review, you're doing yourself and the world a disfavor. I mean, a disservice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or both. Both.
Yeah, man, a disfavor.
Please tell the world how great this podcast is, man. It means a lot to me. It'd mean a lot to all the new and upcoming viewers. But yeah, man, leave a review. And of course, you got to subscribe, man, because there's some.
What the fuck are you doing?
You can't drop out of school if you don't subscribe because you won't get all the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, I didn't say drop out of school and do nothing. I said drop out of school and learn from Connor Murphy's podcast. Like, that's it. Come on, man, get your shit together. All right. So, side effects, man. Connor, what are some of the. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the pros. Yeah, I'll do the pros, you do the cons. How about
that? Sounds good.
All right, so the pros of taking anabolic steroids, I know because 20 years ago I wrote a 10-page paper for a high school English class, so that pretty much qualifies me as an expert. Yeah. You will build bigger muscles faster. Right. You know what I'm saying? You will perform better athletically, like and dramatically. Like the shit works, but you still have to work though. Like we said before, like it only works. It works like if you work, right? It doesn't do the work for you, but the work you do, it will be better than the control group or someone who's not on it. You will lose you would lose significant amount of body fat, you know, especially because testosterone is deadly, for lack of a better word, to body fat. And you will build muscle, you will burn fat, you will be in way better. As far as performance is going to skyrocket.
Right.
And that is about it. And then you know, and that's it. Now,
that's it.
Connor, what are some of the drawbacks? Like, it sounds great so far. Who doesn't want bigger muscles and less fat and better performance? But at what cost, Connor?
All right. So I'm not an expert. Honestly, you probably might know more about
I wrote that paper 10 years ago, man, for a high school English class. So
man. So first of all, I think a lot of people don't understand that there's like a wide spectrum of what you could be on. Like,
so we're not even going to talk about steroids. We're going to go through the whole thing.
Well, I'm saying like there are different side effects for different things. So like, a lot of people think it's just like steroids or not, but you could be on a little bit or you could be on a shit ton. You know what I mean? So it's like, so there's a difference between just taking like normal like testosterone and then taking like all these crazy things like trenbolone or whatever it's called, like different, you know what I mean? So
there's different versions.
The side effects could start out minimal, but then be like crazy. Yeah. So, and the thing is, I don't know like where that line is. Like there could, and it's again, it depends on your body and how you react to them. But all right, let me try and go through just in general the side effects, man. Let's
before you get it, I want to say one thing. Like when you say lower, like, or different kinds, like my brother, I don't know if he wants to say it. I don't think he listens to the Adonis podcast though. So actually it's not my brother, it's my cousin. And he's like mid 50s, and his testosterone is just crazy low because that's what happens. And he went to a male clinic, and he takes TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. And he gets an administered for a doctor, and like he's able, like they don't give him enough to make him like a superhuman. They give him enough to make testosterone to make him
like normal,
like a younger guy, like the younger guy would have. And he's very minimal side effects, but he's not pushing those limits, right? So we're assuming that most of you guys are doing shit that's gonna, or talking about shit that's gonna push the limits. He's just getting it back up to like what he was when he was 30. You know what I mean? Like I had my testosterone tested, and it was like just under 800. Which is crazy for someone my age, you know.
That's good, man.
It's really good. It's really good. But his shit, he got his is only like 6, right? With TRT, it was like 400 before. Now it's like 600. So even with TRT, he's not as high as me, but he feels so much better. He has more energy. His sex drive is up, and so you know, there's that. So, but when they push the limits, Connor, when they start taking it to that beyond the level that a human can produce.
Right.
What side effects can they expect?
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Man. All right. So from what I've seen, I know guys that have done it, and some of the side effects I've seen, acne all over, like their back looks gross.
Yeah. You ever see a guy, one of these big guys, I don't know, on Instagram or YouTube, and they have a bunch of acne or acne scars or acne all over them, but they're in great shape and they're really athletic, and they move to California. They might, and then maybe move back home. You know, when they lose everything in life, that might be a sign. That might be a sign of someone who's taking it to another level.
But not. Now then again, if someone just has acne, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're on steroids. And the same thing. So hair loss, right? But here's the thing. All right. Yeah, man, my dad's completely bald. Guess what? I'm losing my hair a little bit. Obviously you could, if you read the YouTube comments, everyone has pointed it out. All right.
They say that about me too. Oh, why? That's why he's bald, right?
I know. So that's kind of discouraging because baldness, man. So it's genetic. Some people will go bald when they're 20. Some people will never lose a strand of hair. Yeah. And genetic. It has to do with how sensitive you are to this hormone called DHT. All right. And so
is that a derivative of testosterone?
Yes. DHT is a derivative of testosterone. So basically, the more testosterone in your body, the more DHT it produces. So basically, what steroids do, they will increase the amount of DHT. Now, if you're not sensitive whatsoever, it won't have any effect on you. But if you're sensitive to it, like I am, I started losing a little bit of my hair, man, when I was like 20 years old.
Yeah, 80. I just Googled it. 85% of men experience male pattern baldness. Like, I don't think 85% of men are on steroids. But I'm sorry, continue.
Exactly.
You started losing your hair when you were how old?
Like 20. So that's
me too, bro. Like, me too.
And it makes sense because my dad started losing it like at that time too. So it's normal. Like, and I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with steroids, man. That's just how, my dad went bald at the same age. If you look at him, obviously he's not on steroids. So it really,
you come from a lineage of drug addicts.
Yeah.
No, my dad is bald. Every man in my family is bald. Every man in my family is bald.
Right. So again, like if you take steroids, it will, if you're sensitive to DHT, it will like make the process go faster. So basically it's like, if I took steroids right now, depending on how much I took, I might look as bald as I would if I didn't take steroids, but I was 30 years old. You know what I mean? Right. Basically, it speeds
like me, man. You throwing shots, man? You throwing shots? I'm not like bald. My hair is just thin on the top. Like but I said, fuck it. I didn't want to look like, black guys look cool with bald heads. White guys, sometimes they look like they're from the future.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the reasons I mean, that's definitely not the only reason, but it's another con of taking steroids is that I would lose my hair extremely quick.
Oh, yeah, you'd be gone. Yeah, I started gone. That's rough at age 20. I know a lot of guys hit me and they just lose it. But like I say, man, listen, guys, all the coolest guys are bald because it comes from having high testosterone. What I told you, like my shit was almost 800, but that's like a 19-year-old guy, and I'm 30. You know, there's things you can do to naturally. Maybe we can talk about that, or maybe that's another podcast episode. Maybe that's the next. Maybe that's the next podcast. Leave a comment if you want that to be the next podcast. How to naturally.
That's a good idea.
Leave a comment, guys, if you want us to the next one to be how to naturally increase testosterone. Yeah, maybe we'll do the next one. But anyway, but yo, man, but mine is like my testosterone last time I got a test, it was 2 years ago. It was that of a 19-year-old guy, like the average name. And
that's crazy.
That explains why I went bald so early, because it was kind of like when I was 20, I had a lot of acne, and like I just had a high testosterone, man. But and I was so horny, man, so horny. I used to go like, here's the thing, yo, Conor Murphy, man. You ever have to pee real bad? And so you just run into a Starbucks and like, man, I gotta pee, right? You ever just walk around? Yeah. I've had to jag off that bed, man. And I just ran. You ain't yes, man. I went out like when I was your age, man. It was but not an uncommon thing for me to run into Starbucks and just jag off so I can like go about my day.
That's crazy, bro.
Anyway, all the coolest guys are bald because of high testosterone. All right, like Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Young Jeezy. Jason Statham, the transporter. Fucking Buddha. Gandhi. Akon. Rapper. All the cool, The Rock. He might not be the best example. He might not be the best
probably
example.
Not the best example.
Tyrese. I'm sorry, man. What are the side effects?
Oh yeah, so those we haven't done a good job of making people stay away from, because we haven't listed off like any really bad side effects.
Oh, I'll get some motherfuckers got pimples now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about shit. Oh, whatever.
So no, they get bad. Like they get serious, man.
They get bad, man.
So depending on what you take, like you might not be able to get a boner again. Like if you quit, especially like, I'm not sure exactly how it works. Some things just might make you not get a boner, and some things might make it so if you stop, you have no chance at getting.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens is you're getting so much testosterone that your body stops making it on its own, and then your balls will shrink up. I don't think there's anything worse putting your genitalia at risk. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I mean, like honestly, like putting your genitalia in harm's way. I just don't think it's this.
Like think of that. That's like, man, everything we do in life kind of revolves around like sex, man. Honestly, man. Like that could be a whole nother podcast. How everything revolves around. But yeah, man. Why would you put that at risk? You know. Now there are rumors around there. It's not going to shrink your dick, man. Like it'll shrink your balls, but as Rich Piana said, like it doesn't.
Rest in peace.
It doesn't. It shrinks your balls, which actually makes it look bigger. But,
listen, that's the last thing I need. I want to. They're already intimidated. I don't like if it looks bigger, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I used to think. I would hear it and be like, yo, man, steroids make your dick shrink, but it also has some negative side effects.
You know what? Well, I'm sure not. I'm sure only a small percentage of our fan base has that problem. But
shout out to them. I see you guys at the meetings, at the big dick meetings next fall, where we talk about how we're gonna go forward, spread our message.
Man, maybe you could give us some tips on that, man. That could be a whole nother podcast.
How to go through life with enormous dick. It's more problematic than you think. Bitches' mouths start hurting, and then it's yeah. Sometimes you got to go find yourself some lubricant because it's too tight. I've never had sex with a virgin ever. I tried before, and she started crying and shit, and I was like, this ain't sexy. Let me stop.
Shit, man, you have a hard life, man.
Exactly. Rock hard.
But man, we keep. All right, so negatives. We got to focus on the negatives here. Okay, but yeah, seriously, guys, steroids, they can make your dick not work. That would be like the worst thing in life. I want you to think. I want you to just think of life like without a dick, man. Like if it doesn't work, it's basically like having no dick.
I would totally shoot myself in the face.
Like seriously, like life is almost not worth living if your dick doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Not almost.
That's
yeah,
awful.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you would put yourself in that risk.
Why would you do that? So what happens is your body's. I tried to get into it before I got sidetracked. Your body, you're giving all this excess testosterone, and your body stops making it. That's why your balls shrink. And then what happens is when you go off of it, right? Not only do you not have testosterone, so you're going to lose a lot of the gains when you go off it, but also your estrogen is going to go way high. Your estrogen is going to go way, and then that's going to, there's a lot of side effects from high estrogen too. But I know a girl, man. She's a friend of mine. She's a bikini competitor, and her boyfriend is a pro bodybuilder. And she told me, man, he turns into a bitch when he goes off that shit. He starts crying and shit over nothing, and like he just like an emotional like girl, like he said he's worse than girls, and I know another girl who lived with she was dating a pro boxer whose name I don't want to feel like saying, but when he would like cry and shit. Like this is like a common thing I hear from girls who date guys on roids. When they're off, they get emotional, depressed, and they start crying. It affects and then it's also sad because they're losing all these gains they had when they were huge, And
dude, the mental struggle you have to go through when you're like off cycle or whatever. Thing is, so most people don't understand, but most people that like get on steroids, they're on them for life. Like they might have a cycle where they go harder, but they're going to be on at least like testosterone for life. Because like if you go off of testosterone, like you're screwed. Like
I don't think your body goes back to normal levels.
Yeah, it might never, depending on how much you were on. So basically, if your body's not producing testosterone and then your estrogen goes through the roof, all your gains go away. You'll start getting like gyno, right?
Tell them about the gyno. That's a good side effect.
Gyno, yeah, man. That's another reason. You have to be really careful when you do this, when you do steroids, because you'll see all these guys, man, if you don't do it correctly, like there are certain, I don't know exactly how it works, but there are certain drugs that you have to take like while you're doing other certain drugs, because if you don't, your estrogen will get out of balance and you'll grow like breasts, man.
Bitch tits, man.
Like
Bitch tits.
You'll grow little lumps like under your nipples, like, a fat tissue, like breast tissue.
Yeah.
And they'll look puffy and man, like they just look bad. And
they look bad.
Now bitch tits, man, like some people go through puberty and they have a little bit, but if it's crazy, if you have like noticeable
bitch tits,
lumps, like that's a sign that you're definitely like on stuff.
So you see one of these guys with like, I don't know, man, maybe you see these guys, he's got fucking craters in his face and huge ass nipples. Like just like maybe that might be a sign.
Might be a sign.
Might be a sign.
I forgot to mention, not only like the acne, it makes your skin just look bad. Like, so it depends. I think you have to be on quite a bit, but if you ever see those guys where the skin kind of turns like a reddish color, like you can kind of tell their skin kind of looks hard and it kind of looks red. Like that's a side effect of steroids. It just looks kind of unhealthy. They have that kind of unhealthy look. It just doesn't look natural. I mean, that's a telltale sign too.
Then what about your health? Like these are all like cosmetic shits, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like most of this is just,
you know me.
Yeah,
I don't really give a shit about the health. I'm all about the aesthetics. You know what I mean? So those are the first things that come to mind.
Yeah.
But
man.
On the other hand, Brandon Carter, who's all about the health,
I'm all about the health,
all this stuff. So.
All right,
the health.
It's hard on you, man. It's hard on your organs, man. Like Arnold had. You might not remember this, man, but I remember it vividly. In like it was early 2000s or late 90s. Arnold Schwarzenegger had to have a heart operation, open heart surgery.
Really?
Right?
I didn't even know that.
Like, you can Google that shit. He had open heart surgery. Why is that? Because it's bad on your heart, man. Like it's really bad. It makes your heart actually grow and the arteries stiffen, and I think, right? But I just know it's bad on your heart. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is the same guy who was on when the first Bush president was in office. He was like the chairman of exercise or some shit, right? He was in charge of exercise he was the guy trying to get kids to exercise and shit. And this guy was fit, and he admitted to doing steroids because they were legal back then and they didn't know the ramifications.
Right.
And he had to have open hearts. You cannot do this shit with impunity. You're gonna have to pay for it. Google dead bodybuilder one day. Just Google dead bodybuilder when you get a chance. Yeah,
man. There are a lot of people who have. I mean, a lot of bodybuilders die really young.
Yeah, really young. It's really hard on your organs.
Yeah, and a good source of evidence of this. You guys know in bodybuilding these days, have you seen people's guts?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is that from? You know what that's from? Their organs, their freaking intestines and stomachs, like they're growing.
Yeah.
They're huge. That's seriously from like their internal organs, like getting bigger. And they're getting so big, like they're growing so much that it's pushing against their stomach.
Yeah. And it grows their brain, from what I understand, their brain too, right? Like, and not in no good way, right? Like
you start taking stuff like growth hormone and like insulin. Growth hormone, it doesn't just grow the muscles; it grows everything. Everything, man. Like your bones, organs. Like think about that, man. It can start growing your brain so much, like your brain can start pushing against your skull. Jesus Christ! Like
So these are the risks you got. I'm not making no judgment calls. You guys can do what you want. We just want you to make informed decisions.
Yeah, I want to make it clear that I have nothing against like people that use it.
Yeah, man, smoke crack. I don't care. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, and even like I understand people that use it. If you want to be a competitive bodybuilder, well, shit, you have no choice. Like if that's a goal of yours, man, like you got to use it. It's just not a decision that I would make. And I just want people to definitely like have an informed decision. I don't want people to regret it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I want you to know, you don't need this shit, man. Like most guys aren't on this shit. Like a lot of guys, like you said, a lot of people, I know a lot of people who you would think that actually aren't, man. Like, because you got to be, first of all, you got to have a lot of money. Like you got to take drugs. You got to take the drugs, but then you got to also take the drugs to stop the side effects. And then you got to have a lot of money. And you have to be smart enough to like administer this shit correctly. And a lot of these guys are fucking morons.
Oh yeah, and the thing. Okay, so I'm afraid of that. First of all, most people that are listening to this, they just want to be aesthetic, man. They just want to look like us to get girls. They don't want to look like
girls. Don't like those huge guys. I mean, okay, you know what? Wait a minute. You say girls say that.
Oh yeah.
But you go on Instagram.
So, I know. So here's the thing, man. Like I've kind of. Man, this could be a whole nother podcast. But so yeah, girls kind of say they don't like these muscular guys. And like, yeah, bodybuilders, they might not look like the most aesthetic, right? They might not look like a model, right? But there's something about it, just like that alphaness. You're so fucking alpha that girls are going to be attracted to it. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, yeah, they're going to say it might be gross to look at, but they're still attracted to them because of how alpha they are. You know what I mean?
Right. They'll say that when they see Kai Green, right? Because he looks like somebody who's he looks like he's about to fight the Ninja Turtles, right? But but like, yo, that same bitch will fuck Phil Heath, man.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, Phil Heath's a pretty motherfucker, man, with green eyes and shit. You know?
Yeah. But anyway, that's off topic. But yeah, so the thing is, you can achieve my physique or something close to it, right? Everyone's genetics are a little different. It might not look like the exact same, like, because muscle insertions, like, how, you know,
and this is skeleton. You're like, your skeleton is just different. Like you're wider. You're naturally wider than I am.
Right.
You know, like, I'm just thin. I'm an ectomorph.
Right. But you can get close. Like, you can get very, very close.
I got close. I got close.
Yeah.
It only took twice as much time, but I got close.
So the thing is, you can get this aesthetic, but I mean, it just might take you a while, and you have to be doing things correctly. Yeah. But yeah, man. Oh, so talk about how much money it costs people.
Yo, it's so much money. Like, listen, bro, you got to have a lot of discretionary income to do this shit. Like, you got. Okay, so the reason I know a lot about this is because, one, I wrote that fucking badass paper that I got an A on. All right. 20 years ago in high school English class. All right. So yeah, I know a little bit about it. But also one of my good friends, his name is Thackeray Mubarak. I'm probably saying that shit wrong. But Thackeray, he's like he trains like people like pro bodybuilders, pro physique competitors. Like, he trains the pros. Like, he had some guys he had some of his clients competing in the Olympia last year, and, you know, like he like does this shit. He does it, and he used to be a pro himself. But so we talked a lot about this, and he said he's taking guys pro in physique, not bodybuilder, without gear, without any drugs. But he's also had guys who were on drugs that he couldn't take pro. They just couldn't get pro. You know what I'm saying? He just couldn't get there, you know? So it's like, you can still, like, that's true statement. Now, here's the thing. Some of the guys, his pros, some side effects that that you won't hear about, it's like some sleep apnea shit, or sleep. Like, there's one guy, he has to sleep with a mask on. That he gets oxygen at night, or he'll fear he might suffocate. Every night he has to travel with that. You know, and just that alone is thousands of dollars a month.
I've heard about stuff like that, man. Like, like, people, they sweat, they can't sleep. They sweat so much in their sleep, they'll wake up and their bed is completely soaked. They have to, like, change their sheets every night, like crazy stuff like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm telling you, these are like, and I talked to one of my mentors, you know what I'm saying, like Elliot Holst. He has videos about how his experience from trying steroids, and he said it worked. But Elliot already puts on muscle, and he's already been training for a long time. He's like, you know, he did like a cycle or two or something of steroids. And I was actually talking to him about, because I'm telling you, man, I thought about it, and I'm talking to Elliot, and I'm hanging out with Elliot, his wife, and she was like, "Don't do it." And I was like, "Why?" Like, first of all, when he was on, he was like so aggressive and like mean to everybody, right? Like, and he was like, "Yeah," and Elliot was like, "Yo, I didn't like myself when I didn't like how I was behaving." And then when he got off it, you know, he was like more emotional, and like not in a good way, not aggressive emotional, but like sad emotional. But one thing she said he would stink, man. Really? Like, she said he stunk. I never heard that side effect before. She said, yeah, when he was on, he just stunk, man, so bad.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard that?
That makes sense, man. Just think, like, basically steroids, they're making you like you're
manly.
Yeah, exactly. They're taking your manliness to like a next level.
To an unhuman level, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're gonna have like a superhuman level of like stank, man.
Yeah, super. Yo, you're gonna be super level human strength, speed, and stank. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, she said she was adamant about, because this was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, and I was like, man, Elliot, I thought about this shit, man. And he was like, if you do it, you should tell your audience and like actually document it. And like, I thought about that. That'd be interesting, right?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be interesting. Even having all this said, like, when I think about the content I can get out of that, it sounds like
I know,
awesome.
Man. Content beats all.
But then everybody would say, "Oh man, don't buy Brandon supplements,"
right?
Because so that's why I gotta wait till I get another influencer is promoting another, then maybe that's a good thing to try.
I got you.
But seriously, do you think that? Well, okay. This is selfish right now. Do you think that would be a good? Like, now here's how dumb I am. I just told motherfuckers I gave them a million reasons not to do it.
Yeah. And
I'm about to ask you this: would that shit go viral if I did a series of a steroid cycle?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that would go viral. Like, yeah, no one's really doing that. Or
no one would do that shit. Like
Rich Piana did it bigger by the day, but it wasn't like focused. It was more focused around his diet and training. Like, people knew he was taking stuff, but it wasn't focused on that.
It's like if I say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna do guys, I'm gonna do a steroid cycle. The first time ever, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what happens, the side effects, the good, the bad." Everything that happens, we're gonna take it day by day or whenever, week by week or whatever, and I'm gonna document the whole experience so you guys can make an informed experience, like take blood levels, everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what does it look like on the steroid cycle?
100% that would go like viral. Yeah.
See, this is how dumb I am. We just spent fucking 30 minutes talking about how bad it is, but my goofy ass will still do it for some views.
Yeah.
That's how powerful they are, man.
Well, that's, first of all, I know you would be smart about it though. You would you have a lot of experts that you could talk to, right? A lot of friends.
I would hit my boy Fat. Like he does it, you know, like
and you would get blood work done,
mm-hmm.
You'd make sure everything's good. Like you'd be really smart about it. The thing is a lot of these guys, and even like I wouldn't even trust myself doing it, man, because
I'm not smart enough.
Could fuck up. Like,
I would have to have a pro administrator in that. I would have to talk to my man Fact and be like, all right, what do you have your guys do? And put me on that protocol. That's what I'm saying. Like most of the guys you think are on steroids are not. Like they're way too stupid and way too poor to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, and you have money, man.
Oh yeah, I have discretionary income, bro. I can burn $500 right now and forget I did it. You know, like it's like so. But most guys don't, man.
Right, and the thing I've heard. Man, what are the crazy numbers that you've heard of like pro bodybuilders spending a month? Because it's like ridiculous.
I don't know, man. Should I Google it? Should Joe Rogan style, like he Googles during his podcast? Would that fuck up?
Go for it, man. Go for it. I've heard like, so obviously like the pro bodybuilders, they're taking everything they can. Like they're pushing it. They're basically taking as much as they can without dying. You know, that's kind of like seriously, like that's the name of the game in bodybuilding. Like they're pushing their bodies to the absolute extreme. They're trying to gain as much muscle as they can without dying. So
I gotta go on Reddit, bro. Like I'm always, this always scares me when I end up on Reddit. That's where I'm at, man. Oh fuck.
But I've heard, like, see if this is right. I've heard these guys spend like $7,000 or something a month, like on this stuff.
I don't know if I feel like Googling this. Because here's the thing about Google, I don't want to get retargeted with shit.
Oh yeah. Who knows what you could find on Google, man?
Oh man, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Like I'm ended up on forums and shit. Nobody can just give me I don't.
Okay, so I've heard from fairly reliable sources that seriously, if you're taking a lot of steroids, it can cost like well over $5,000 a month.
Woo!
And I mean, again, this is for people taking crazy amounts. But
put that in perspective. That's the rent that we pay on my penthouse office in on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, next to fucking Central Park. That's the fucking rent. To put that in perspective.
Right. So think about that. If you want to become a professional bodybuilder, like you have to be. That's more than a lot of people are making in general. Like that's
more than I pay my employees. Like 3 of them combined don't make that much.
So seriously, man, like that's a lot to become a professional bodybuilder. Like a lot of these professional bodybuilders, the ones that aren't the best, like Phil Heath, okay, he's gonna win. He wins like $400,000 a year, right? Winning Mr. Olympia, and of course all his sponsorships. He's making a shit ton of money. But think of these lesser guys that are placing
They paid to show up and pose. I'm sorry. Like, so he gets money. But like these other guys, right? Just some Instagram fucking guy. Come on.
Yeah. Think of if you're the 10th ranked bodybuilder in the world. Think about this. The 10th in the world. That means that you're taking a shit ton of stuff. You have incredible genetics, but you're not making any money in competitions because you're getting like 10th place. And you have to spend like upwards like 5 to 10, somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a month on steroids, like that leaves you hardly like any money, you know? That leaves you're just making some money off sponsorships and stuff. Like, that's great. Like, they're broke, man. A lot of those guys are broke.
Oh, they're so broke. They're so broke. They're so broke. And that, and not only that, you got to remember the food. You know how much we spend on food, like
right.
and like the food, and these guys still take creatine, they still take pre-workout. I mean, they still take
take supplements. Yeah.
So like the food, the supplements, plus the gear is slang for fucking steroids. You know what I'm saying? Or like performance enhancing drug. Plus all that shit, like it gets expensive, man.
That it is like the most expensive lifestyle you can live. Like, other than like living on a freaking like an island like in paradise, you know what I mean?
You can lease a Lamborghini.
Like yeah. Besides that,
Lamborghini, man, for that kind of money.
Yeah. Like that, it's a ridiculously expensive lifestyle to live, man. And
it's retarded, bro. It's not retarded. It depends on your goals, man. It depends on what your goal and what you want to get out of it, right? If you just want to be a ripped guy, you don't need it, you know?
Some people, man, it's their passion. That's what they want to be the biggest person in the world, like the most muscular. And I respect that, man. If that's your passion, that's what you want to do. You just got to do stuff to get it done.
Yeah, and just know what you get into. Have the consequences. A lot of people.
Most people just don't realize there's this, man. When I start thinking about it, it's a bad vibe, man. Like there's just this dark side that a lot of people know that it goes on, but it gets dark, man. It gets dark.
Well, some people say, now we're saying we don't give a fuck, right? People do, but some people, like the counter argument would be, oh, these people are trying to convince you to buy their stuff or say because you'll look like them. You know, that's the counter. And I'm like, well, listen, bro, you're probably not gonna like people when people accuse like me of it and say, oh, because I've never done steroids, man. I've thought about it, but I just never have, man. You can actually, luckily, the last 5-6 years of my progression has been documented. Right. Steroids work a lot better than that. If you see the amount of growth I've done over the last, like steroids work like substantially better than that. But you're not gonna look like me anyway, right? Because because this is 19 years. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one way you can do it, just look at the testimonials people get. Like don't go by how they look, because you're probably not gonna look them anyway. Like you're not gonna look exactly like Conor Murphy. But if you look at the testimonials, it kind of has like on the sales page and stuff. You say, oh, okay, this is what's possible from a regular guy, someone who hasn't been put in a decade of work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's the counter argument where the people say, oh, they're trying to lie to people. And I don't know if you're gonna look like them no matter what. And I don't think people are buying it because they want to look like you. They were buying it because they want the knowledge you have. Because it still takes work. It still takes work. And it does. And I don't think the training is that much different. There are some differences. We could talk about the whole differences in training.
What
is the train? Okay, so me and you have different. Like we might have some friction on this because we think differently.
Okay.
Because I do full body workouts. Okay. So here's me. You got to find out what kind of training is going to work best for you. Conor is like, would you call yourself like a mesomorph or whatever it's called, or
I'm pretty average, man. Yeah, like just the average build, the mesomorph.
Yeah, the meso. So it doesn't. So if you're a mesomorph, an ectomorph, or a Decepticon, whatever you are, you're gonna have a different kind of like things might. So I'm an ectomorph. I'm a small guy, slim body frame, small joints, and I didn't put on. I put on size slow, but it didn't start to go fast. I started doing full body workouts or upper lower splits and that frequency training. And the thing is, before steroids were invented, almost every guy was training like that because what's it called? What the fuck is it called? What's it called when you grow muscle, Conor? Protein synthesis. It lasts about 48 hours, right? So like you if you're doing splits, I think you're missing out on 5 days of muscle growth. Now here's the thing. Guys started when guys are on protein synthesis is extended when you do steroids. So that's when these crazy splits come out, like one body part a day. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried that, like one body part a day, and I did it for a year, and I saw very minimal progress. But the guy who told me that was a fucking juice head. You know what I'm saying? But I just and then so it didn't work for me, or it worked a little bit, but it didn't have like the results that full body workout. Now you still do frequency though. You still do pretty high frequency.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like the main difference is that steroids extend protein synthesis, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to do one body part a day.
Got it.
Like work
Just
everything once a week, because you can hit it really hard. You're going to recover from it. And the protein synthesis lasts like several days, like up to, I don't know, like 4 days or actually, I think it can last up to a fucking week, man. Like,
I think so.
So that makes sense to do one body part a week. But yeah, when you're natural, man, protein synthesis at max, the very, very max. Most of the time it's like 24 to 48 hours. It can last up to 72. And so if it lasts up to 72, that would make sense to work everything 3 days. Now, usually it doesn't get quite that much. Usually it's around 48. So that would make sense to work things like every other day. But just somewhere around
that's
there.
What I do every other day.
Yeah, and I do every third day.
Right, because you do the push-pull legs. Which is actually a great split. Like, if I had to do a different split, it would be that. That's my third favorite, but that works best for you, for sure.
Yeah, and I've noticed that works best for me. It might be because, like, maybe my genetics, my protein synthesis lasts a little longer, right? It might last closer to 72 than to 48. I don't know. But push-pull legs, I've found works a little better for me. But that is the most split up you should do if you're natural. You should never do anything else because it's a waste of days because protein synthesis doesn't last that long.
Yeah, it's like anything more than push-pull leg. And so are you doing – so with you, Connor, is it push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs, or is it push-pull legs, rest? Or what is it?
It's one – basically, really I only take a rest day on Sundays just because –
Like God.
Yeah, man. Because I'm trying to be an aesthetic god, but no, it's really just so I can work like, every Monday and Thursday I can work chest, right? So it's starting on Monday, it's push-pull legs, and then rest Sunday, right? And so then Monday it starts up again, push-pull legs. So man, it just
that's a good split. I can stand behind that. I like it because you're hitting every body part twice a week. And you're hitting it hard. But the thing is, you're hitting each body part harder than I'm hitting it because it's more split up, right? That's where I'm doing like a full body every other day.
Yeah, we're probably spending the same amount of time in the gym. And since I'm working more specific things, like, that's man, but now we're getting into like progressive training segmentation, man.
Progressive training segmentation, that's the shit.
I know, it's a key concept in the Adonis method, formerly known as the fuckable physique. But that's what we like utilize, man, because more like beginners should focus on more frequency. So they should start out with like, just like hitting everything, but like every other day, and then, progress to like upper body, lower body, and then push-pull legs like later in their bodybuilding career. But anyway,
I'll still throw in a month or two of push-pull legs every once in a while, just to not just switch things up, just even if I just get bored, right? Like push-pull legs is an amazing split. Like I get results from that, and I get results from full body, and upper lower split works really well for me too. Upper lower every other day and just take off on Sunday.
But there's a reason why in the fuckable physique that we don't go into like past push-pull legs. Like basically progressive training segmentation, the next step would be to work like one body part every day, like chest, then shoulders, then like back, then
But that doesn't work for naturals.
Right. And because our program is like geared towards naturals, right? And because I don't gear it towards steroid users because I don't have the expertise in that. If you want to use steroids, man, honestly, don't get my program.
No. Go like, my man Fact. Well, you got to get like a real like competitive bodybuilding coach who can like really guide. If you're gonna do it, like do it under some guidance of a pro. Don't just do the shit. Like that would be a main takeaway. If you're gonna do it under the guidance of a pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
basically, yeah, man. Like, if you're going to do it, get all your knowledge and everything that you're going to do from someone who uses it, not from me. Like, if you're going to use steroids, everything changes, man. Like
the whole game changes. It's like if you're smoking crack, all right, your whole life's you guys to be altered to smoke crack. It's a drug, right? Like if you're going to start doing meth, all right, you got to you got to find the best meth user or the best meth coach to help you navigate this new terrain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like what's going to happen is some asshole is going to go on some forums and some comments and try to put together all the fucking information he finds, and then think he's an expert because he read 8 threads on some forum. And you're not, man. You gotta find a real coach, man. Like, and there's bodybuilding coaches out there, man. You gotta find them. My man Fat will help you with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he wants me saying it, but you know, you look at the guys he's training, like he's the guy to see. And if I ever did this fucking dumbass idea to go viral, I'm going straight to Fat. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm ready to go to the dark side. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yes, finally. Man, we can, man. We've talked a lot, man. We wanted to get into some other like performance enhancing drugs. We kind of just talked about steroids. We wanted to get into SARMs, selective androgen receptors, pro hormones, things like that. But maybe we should save that, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe let us know if you want that in another episode, guys.
Yeah, man. You guys, some of you guys might know what these are and some might not. But SARMs, selective androgen receptor modulators.
Yeah.
All right? Basically, well, you know what? I'm going to leave you guys to Google that and see if you want us to talk about that.
My boy Fak had a whole, like, I know a lot about it because my boy Fak had a company called Revolt Pharma, and he was selling them, you know, like, and because he owns some supplement stores in Queens in New York, and he was selling them, and it kind of got shut down, but like he told me a lot about them because I was considering it, so like I learned a lot that I can share with you guys. Yeah.
So that would be another good topic for sure.
They're legal-ish.
Yeah, they're legal. Oh, I want to talk about them now, but we'll wait.
Okay. And then there's pro hormones too, which is they're not legal anymore in the United States. I don't think but you can walk into a store and you can get them right now, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of these things are like, they're not legal for you to take, but you can buy them for like.
It's a real gray area. Yeah.
I've never done any research really into pro hormones because I think that they're just really bad. Like they're worse than steroids.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So I don't know, but I have done a lot of research on SARMs. So yeah, man, if you guys want us to talk about SARMs, yeah, man.
What was the other thing that we said we might talk? Oh, how to naturally increase your testosterone. All right, so those may be the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Of the Down Next podcast. Man, you guys are learning so much. You should really leave a review, man, because that's the only way you can thank us. Like, you know, that's the only way you thank us, and you really owe us. You at this point, you kind of owe us. You owe Connor, man. Like Connor's done so much for you, man. He doesn't charge you for these videos. His programs are cheap as shit. You know what I'm saying? Not cheap, cost effective as hell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's putting out all this knowledge for you, man. They should leave you a fucking review, right?
Man, you know, Brandon Carter says a lot of good stuff, but that was probably the most correct, you know, intelligent statement I've ever heard from him, man.
I don't think I've ever said anything smarter than that.
Yeah, man. So seriously, go leave a review if you've learned something, man. That's all we ask for. And then we'll keep pumping out these podcasts. So as long as you guys keep leaving reviews and subscribe, that motivates us.
Oh, and here's the thing, man. We're doing a contest, right? Like the best comment. The best comment gets a 20, is it 10 or 20 minute or something, like kind of like a one-on-one Skype call with you?
That's continuing. Yeah, man.
We're still going because
like every podcast, man. So that's still going on.
That's something that's just continuous. There's something that's just continuous because we're going to pick some every once in a while. We're just going to pick the best podcast. I don't know. Is it every week or every month or whatever? Something like that. I don't know. But
like every couple weeks.
Every couple weeks, man. So that's how you enter, man. Just leave the best review and then send your review to Connor's email. What's your email, bro?
Connor@adonix.net.
At adonix.net, man. Yeah, and then like send me a review and we'll pick so we know, so we can contact you, so we know, screenshot it, send it, and the best ones. But here's the thing, man, we only read the 5-star reviews.
Yeah, man, only the 5-star.
I don't even see the other ones. Like I know that people have the capability of leaving a less than 5-star, but something's wrong with my retina, I think, man, or my cornea or something. And like I only see reviews that are 5 stars.
Exactly, man.
I don't know.
Same here.
Yeah, man. All right, so anyway, so all right, guys, leave a review to enter a chance to talk to Connor one-on-one about steroids or girls or whatever.
Anything you want, man. Anything. Yeah. It might get. I don't know, not anything, man. Shit could get weird, but shit get
weird, man. And if you're some asshole starting a YouTube channel, what I would do is I would fucking not tell Connor you're recording it and then post that to YouTube.
Oh shit! Damn, you just gave him a good idea, man.
Hey man, you want to get famous? You want to go fucking viral? Ask Connor how big his dick is on your private when you win the contest.
Yeah, man, that's seriously genius.
It is though. It is. So when you're talking to these guys, you gotta think.
I know. I gotta remember they could be recording this whole thing.
When I'm talking to anyone on Skype at all times, I assume that the world is going to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? So I take that. That's a pro tip.
That's some good advice, man. That's
a pro tip. Anything I text any communication I have, I assume the world is going to see it. So
that's a whole nother podcast, man. Like not how to become famous, how to live life.
Oh, what's it like living famous? Okay, that might be the next one. I think that's what we want to do next week. Or you let us know, guys. Leave a comment. Let us know.
Leave a comment. Let us know, and we'll do it. All right. We've been rambling on so much. All right, that's it. Major takeaways, man. Steroids, pros and cons. Just have an informed decision, man.
All right.
But anyway, I'm your host, Connor Murphy.
And I'm the sidekick, Brandon Carter, and what did you say?
Oh, that was all I was going to say, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.